Good morning, Alex and friends. I'm Grace. Today is Friday, November 22nd, 2024, and you're listening to Alex's News. In Riverside today, expect a mild high of 75.3 degrees with a low of 51.3. Coming up, what Russia's latest missile test means for the conflict in Ukraine, the promising outlook for rental property investors in 2025, and how Tesla emerged victorious in the battle over electric vehicle charging standards. All this and more coming up on Alex's News. We begin tonight with breaking news from Russia, where President Vladimir Putin has announced a major development in his country's military capabilities. For more on this story, we're joined by our international affairs correspondent, Ethan Parker. Ethan, what can you tell us about this new missile system?
Grace, according to reporting from the Associated Press, Russia has just conducted what they're calling a successful combat test of a new intermediate-range ballistic missile. It's called the Oreshnik, which translates to hazelnut tree in Russian. What makes this particularly significant is its incredible speed capability. We're talking about Mach 10, or 10 times the speed of sound.
That's remarkable speed, Ethan. Where exactly was this missile tested, and what do we know about its impact?
The missile was launched from Russia's Astrakhan region near the Caspian Sea, and according to Yahoo News, it struck a military-industrial facility in Dnipro, Ukraine. What's particularly concerning is that this missile can carry either conventional warheads or multiple nuclear warheads, using what's called MIRV technology. That's multiple independently targetable reentry vehicle capability.
Can you break down what that MIRV capability means for our viewers?
Certainly, Grace. Think of it like a tree with multiple branches. One missile can carry several warheads, and each warhead can be programmed to hit different targets. The Southeast Missourian reports that during this test, witnesses observed 6 distinct fiery trails, followed by powerful explosions, demonstrating this multiple target capability.
What's been the response from Western military experts about this development?
Matthew Saville from the Royal United Services Institute, as quoted by multiple sources, confirms this missile poses significant challenges for Western defense systems. Putin claims it can't be intercepted by modern Western air defense systems, including U.S. Patriot systems. However, U.S. officials are noting that Russia currently only possesses a few of these experimental missiles.
And what about the political implications, Ethan? How is this being viewed on the international stage?
This is being seen as a major escalation, Grace. Putin has framed this test as a direct response to Ukrainian attacks on Russian territory using U.S. and British missiles. The UK Defense Secretary John Healey has described it as a serious escalation, while Ukrainian President Zelensky has condemned the attack, accusing Russia of using Ukraine as a testing ground for their new weapons.
Thank you for that comprehensive report, Ethan. We'll be sure to keep our viewers updated as this story develops. And now for our second story of the morning, we turn to our real estate market analyst Chloe Thompson with some interesting insights about what rental home investors might expect in the coming year. Chloe, what are you seeing?
Thanks, Grace. The outlook for rental home investors in 2025 is looking particularly promising, and there are several key factors driving this trend. According to Yahoo Finance, the median existing home price hit $407,200 in October of this year, marking the 16th straight month of price increases.
That's a significant number. How is this affecting potential homebuyers?
Well, Grace, it's creating quite a challenge. Business Insider reports that with mortgage rates hovering at 6.78%, many would-be homebuyers are finding themselves priced out of the market. This is forcing them to remain in rental properties, which is actually creating a golden opportunity for rental investors.
Can you break down some of the specific numbers we're seeing in terms of housing cost increases?
Certainly. According to AOL's reporting, we've seen housing costs surge by nearly 64% from 2020 to 2024. What's particularly telling is that first-time homebuyers now make up only 27% of sales, while all-cash deals, which often involve investors, account for 30% of sales.
What are experts predicting for home prices in the coming year?
There are varying predictions, Grace. Zillow anticipates a 2.8% rise in home prices over the next 12 months, while Bank of America analysts are more bullish, expecting a 5% increase. Lawrence Yun, the National Association of Realtors chief economist, has suggested that we might be past the worst of the housing market downturn.
And how does all this translate into opportunities for rental investors?
It creates a perfect storm of favorable conditions. With more potential buyers forced to rent, we're seeing increased rental demand, the potential for higher rental rates, continued property value appreciation, and stable occupancy rates. The typical down payment for first-time buyers is around 8%, which remains a significant barrier to entry for many potential homeowners, further strengthening the rental market.
Thank you for that comprehensive analysis, Chloe. Those are certainly some interesting trends to watch as we move into 2025. Here are some other headlines. Gautam Adani, one of Asia's richest men and chairperson of the Indian conglomerate Adani Group, has been indicted in New York on charges of bribery and fraud. Despite the legal troubles, shares of the Adani Group have shown some recovery, indicating investor confidence remains relatively stable. In Oregon, a growing number of cities have voted to ban psilocybin-related businesses, with 16 out of 17 jurisdictions passing measures to prohibit the psychedelic mushroom compound. Only the city of Nehalem rejected the ban by 3 votes. The bans come despite Oregon being the first state to legalize therapeutic use of psilocybin in 2020. Senate Democrats have reached a deal to expedite confirmation of President Biden's judicial nominees before Congress adjourns. The agreement excludes 4 appellate court nominees, but will allow for faster consideration of 13 district court judges in the coming weeks. American Airlines is expanding its new boarding technology to more than 100 airports. The system alerts gate agents when passengers attempt to board before their assigned group, helping to prevent line cutting and ensure those who paid for early boarding privileges can access them. Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders has proposed a $6.5 billion budget for fiscal year 2026, including $167 million in new spending. Half of the new funds are earmarked for school vouchers, with additional allocations for maternal health programs, corrections, and state employee raises. The budget is projected to maintain a $300 million surplus. And now for our third and final story of the morning. Tesla has emerged as the clear winner in what many are calling the EV charging wars. Joining us to discuss this development is our tech correspondent Ethan Martinez. Ethan, what can you tell us about this significant shift in the electric vehicle industry?
Thanks, Grace. According to NPR, Tesla's North American Charging Standard, or NACS, has now become the default charging standard for electric vehicles in North America. This is a major shift from the Combined Charging System, or CCS, which was previously the most common standard.
What makes Tesla's charging network so appealing to other manufacturers?
Well, The Verge reports that Tesla's supercharger network is currently the largest and most reliable in the country, with over 30,000 fast-charging ports across all U.S. states. J.D. Power surveys have consistently shown that users are significantly more satisfied with Tesla's superchargers compared to other charging networks.
We're seeing quite a few major automakers making the switch. Who's on board so far?
Over the past 18 months, we've seen an impressive lineup of manufacturers adopt Tesla's NACS plug format. This includes Ford, General Motors, Rivian, Volvo, Polestar, Hyundai, Kia, and Genesis. And importantly, SAE International has now formally designated the NACS charger as the new standard.
What about the financial implications for Tesla?
Industry analysts are projecting substantial revenue growth from this development. By 2030, Tesla is expected to earn approximately $3 billion annually just from non-Tesla users accessing their charging network. That figure could reach $5.4 billion by 2032. Currently, about 55.6% of Tesla's supercharger network, that's roughly 15,000 charging points, is already accessible to non-Tesla vehicles.
Are there any challenges that come with this transition?
Yes, there are some growing pains, Grace. Non-Tesla EVs with CCS ports need adapters to use Tesla's superchargers. While some manufacturers like Ford are providing these adapters free to early adopters, we're seeing increased wait times at charging stations. In New York City, for example, what used to be a 15-minute wait has now stretched to up to 90 minutes at some locations.
And what role has the federal government played in all this?
The White House has been actively involved, working with Tesla to open its supercharger stations to the public. This cooperation has made Tesla eligible for federal funding to expand its network. Companies like ChargePoint are also developing solutions with built-in adapters to accommodate both charging standards during this transition period.
Thank you for that comprehensive report, Ethan. That's all we have for now. Today's episode was made by Alexander King with Claude Sonnet 3.5, the Perplexity API, and the Google Cloud Text-to-Speech API. Hope you have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow, Alex.